Our relationship working together is kind of like the more I work with her, the worse it gets. But at this point, it's kind of like it's our job, so we have to.
Yeah, we have to just power through.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's Aubrey Joseph.
And Olivia Holt.
From Marvel's Cloak and Dagger.
And we are answering your burning questions for season 2.
I suppose the best place to start is with a story.
A story of a girl who looks like an angel and a boy who moves like a shadow.
That sounds crazy.
It's cool to see how our relationship has grown since the start of it, just as much as Ty and Tandy.
We think we're both very much on the same page, and that just all comes down to the communication that we have, and our friendship is like really unique and special, just like our characters, and I think that's why it works so well. There's a couple situations that happen this season where Tandy and Tyrone are put in scenarios where both of them feel very opinionated and have a very specific perspective on something. They really challenge each other. And when one of them says no and the other says yes, they're really open-minded to hearing why that person feels the way that they do, or vice versa. The fact that both of them have a very specific opinion and perspective on something, I think it gives the audience a chance to really question their opinions and their perspectives on things as well.
Tyrone this season is growing up. Like you see him grow up in front of your eyes. Like, you know, season 1, he was a really shy kid and really afraid of the world, afraid of the police, afraid of not being perfect. You know, when he met Tandy, it was the one person that finally, you know, kind of took him out of his shell. And, you know, at this point, they're best friends. So a lot of Tandy's confidence is rubbing off on him, and he's, you know, obviously spending a lot of time in the church by himself, which is driving him crazy, but at the same time is making him hone in on his superpowers even more, and I think he's starting to realize how much power he has, and he's obviously on the run from the cops. He could have went anywhere in the world, but he decided to stay in New Orleans. And I think it's for a reason. I think he just feels indebted to the city, and I feel like he's realizing that it's a city that, you know, could need some saving. Of course, he's teleporting all over the place and finally getting better. So, you know, he kind of takes it into his own hands to try to, you know, stop gang violence, stop, you know, the moving of drugs in New Orleans. He actually starts to become more of a protector to Tandy and O'Reilly, which is, I think, is going to be really cool for our fans to see, because they're so used to, you know, kind of feeling bad for Ty, and like seeing Ty as that like little brother you never had. We'll see where that gets him.
Tandy is in a place of wanting to understand. I think she's confused on a lot of levels of herself and her life and the cards that she's been dealt. There's a very cynical side of her, and she's also a realist in a lot of ways, and I think that can get her into a lot of trouble. In the end, you can see that Tandy does have hope dwelling inside of her, and I know that she wants so badly to believe in hope, and one of the things I love about her is she doesn't stop at no. She's so ambitious and driven and resilient in so many ways that she wants an answer for everything, and she also wants to do what is right, and she's trying to mend her relationship with her mother, try and understand exactly the kind of father and husband her dad was, and he wasn't a good man. And she is over the BS. She wants to move forward and move on and figure out the kind of hero she wants to be with Tyrone. And on a physical level has like so many more tricks up her sleeve. Not only is she manifesting light daggers, but she's throwing daggers, and now has this energy light bomb that I like to call. And it's all built out of emotion, that's compassion, and she is really gonna learn a lot of big lessons this season. There's a moment where, I'm not gonna say when, but where you will look at our two characters and say, that is Cloak and Dagger. And I remember shooting that scene and being like, we are Cloak and Dagger. I definitely wouldn't call Mayhem a supervillain.
Mayhem is more of a vigilante.
Yeah.
She means well, but the way she goes about things are not.
I really think that Mayhem is bringing like a whole new dynamic to the relationship that Tyrone and Tandy share. And I think she is the reason that like they both question each other so much this season and question each other's actions and decisions on certain things. And they're really being put to the test. If you think about it, they are being put in situations that are really scary, and they will both learn a very big lesson because of Mayhem, and you'll just have to watch the rest to see what happens. We are definitely a show that does not like to shy away from real life issues, and this season we're tackling human trafficking, which is obviously very real and very alive. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't think that it is. And so we are showcasing what it's like to go through a situation like these women go through every single day.
It's more than just putting words on the paper and putting actors on the screen. It's about really trying to make a change, you know?
We've pulled from real life experiences from women who have come in and who have told us their story. And this season, it's definitely one of the heavier topics and content and material that we have, but I think it's really important. And there's so many truths throughout this show that are so alive and so raw and unfortunately real.
How I would describe Ty and Tandy's relationship in season 2, I would say enhanced. You know, they're at the point where they've been friends for a minute now, and I think they're finally starting to realize that, you know, they have these superpowers for a reason, and that, you know, maybe it's time to embrace that they are a superhero team and that there's a city that needs saving, so why not us?
This season we definitely see why exactly they are better together than they are apart.
You know, maybe it goes farther than that. We're just gonna have to watch.